Okay, so now that our menus are sorted, we can close all of this. Menus are done. We can now go back and focus on creating the contact form. Okay, so now we can go to contact, edit again. This time we're going to do the same thing. Once we've created all the pages, I will go ahead and add the extra things here. Anchor, you don't have to. Save the page. And then you're going to edit with Elementor. Okay. While this is booting up, we are to be conscious now. You'll see here that we are now at actually step 5.2, 5.2.1, 5.2.2. It's important to know that this is very fluid. We are going to bounce back and forth between hosting company, Google, setting up the Google integration and everything. So I will do my best to segment the work and make sure it's easy for everyone to understand, but just follow along as I do, and you will also be able to do what you will get the exact same results. Okay, so we're going to go here, settings for the page. We are going to hide the name, style. You're going to follow the exact same blueprint of the previous thing. Come to the background, select an image. We've already uploaded all the files, so we don't need to re-upload, we just need it to load. Select background images, find the connect button, or the contact button, image that we've created. Boom. Settings, center centered. I want to position center. I want to have no repeat, and I want to cover the entire thing with this image. Alright, very simple, guys. Now you'll see here our current contacts form structure looks as following. We have a container, which will be the main section. Then we have a container inside that container, and inside that container we will be building a grid. Inside the grid there's two sections. That inside that grid will be one container, and then the form to the side of it. Alright, so it might sound overwhelming, but let's build. So let's start with the first section. Our first container is always the section. We're going to come here to the pixel settings for minimum height, and we are going to make this 60 again. That will ensure that no matter what, it stays a solid page without having to scroll feature. Okay, we want to have little scroll feature on this website. So we've set the section. Now we are going to build a container inside the section. Okay, inside this container, this is the way we will be building inside. What we want to do is we want to create another container inside this, but it's actually a grid box that we are building. So we are going to build a grid. Okay, and now we are going to set the grid section. We only want 2 columns, and we want 1 row for the grid. Okay, you can follow along by looking at this here. Container section, the first container, and now the grid that we have built. Okay, so the first section to the grid, we are going to add another container, guys, inside the first section of the grid. Inside there, that is where we will add our heading and our text. Okay, this all goes inside the same container. Adjacent to this, which would be the grid itself, this is where we are going to add the form. Okay, so we're just going to add the form to the grid. Very important, guys, to follow the boxing along. The first box would be this container here. The second box would be the grid. The third box would be the entire container that holds the grid for the box of the headings as well as the form itself. Okay, so that is just to be mindful of. So when you are going to make sure everything aligns correctly, we need to align it at the right level of structure. Okay, so just once again, we have the container, we have the grid, we have a container we have the section, we have the container that holds everything. Then we have a grid inside the container. Inside the grid we have another container on the left side that holds the text and the heading for the form. And then to the left side of the grid, in the grid we have the form then itself. Alright, so we have the grid, and here we can come to one of two things. You can either set up the grid in a specific way to align all the items like this by center, okay, or you can come to the container and you can set everything by the center. But what we're going to do is we're going to set it by the grid, align the items, justify items. Okay, so all of the grids will be centered to one another. Let's start building. Once again, read a PDF. If you wish to see a specific collection of PDFs, please get in contact with us. Our library is vast and we would love to provide you with it. Right, so we'll go back to the heading. Let's just edit this. Okay, typography, Palanquin dark, no stroke, color, we had shadow, we had 0 blur, we had 2, -1, and this was black. Very important, guys. You want to keep everything kind of the same, that way it looks as familiar to the client as possible. Okay, work on the pixel size. Let's see what we get here. There we go, that's kind of nice. We'll go with 33 because it's as big as we can get before it goes over. And we'll style this text Palanquin. Let's check the size. What we got? We can do 18. No, we can do 16. Color, white text color. That's what we did the last, so we'll do it again. Let's give me center text, looks better. Okay, for now that's good. We'll go over to the form, guys. Now that we're in the form, I'm going to, what do I want to get from the person? Their name, the email, and the message, and the message they want to give us. So that needs to be required. That's required. First name is required, and we'll show them what is required. Okay, get the button text, that's fine. Make the button size smaller. Okay, you're going to come to the settings. You will go to advanced. I like to put in some padding because it looks like it's on the edge. So here's my source. I add about 0.2 rem. Oh, let's add one full rem of pad. Okay, then we scroll down here to border. We'll do a border radius of 0.5 rem, and then we're just gonna give it a little shadow of 5 or 4. Make it a bit darker. Ooh. Now it looks like our form has a little bit of depth to it here. Awesome. We'll go back to style. Click the button. Okay, let's get the button centered maybe. Oh, what just happened there? Okay, we'll do a small button then. Looks better. Pink background color, keep it the same. Border, remember, rem, make it 2, give us a nice round circle, and that's the form. Okay, so now we'll come to the section where we need to let the form actually, after what we want the form to do after we actually create the form. Where do we want it to go? How do you want it to integrate all of those things? What I'm going to do now is I'm going to pause. I'm going to save everything as is. I'm going to publish this page. I'm going to pause. I'm going to come back. When I come back, we are going to look at the email marketing tool. We look at the Google search integration. We're going to do all of that, and then we are going to come back and then integrate the form and all the API keys after we've done all of that. So then when we come back, we are going to be on the last stretch of the work. Okay guys, we are back, and we are going to start with the integration of Google as well as our email marketing things. So what we're going to do first is we are going to go back to Access, our hosting company, open our hosting company backend, and then we are going to take it from there. Right, so obviously some things will be blurred for you guys on my screen, just to make it easy for myself. Okay, I'm going to log into Access, because this is what we're going to need. We're going to come to the website that we're working on. Okay, we are going to hang just here for now. Then we are going to go to the search engine, and we are going to type in Google Search Console. Okay, click on the first link we get and say start now. Okay, we'll type in our domain name here, which is pdfeverything.co.za, and we'll hit continue. This is going to produce a key. We'll go back to the hosting page. Now we will go to the DNS zone. We will view our DNS records, and here we need to add this record for Google so that they can verify the ownership of the domain. So what we're going to do is we're going to copy the string of text over here. I'm going to come over to our DNS records. We're going to add the zone. The name will be pdfeverything.co.za. It is a text, and we are going to just text the record, copy and paste the record that was given to us from Google into here, and click save. Once we have saved it, we are going to come over here and we are going to click verify, and this will take a few seconds, and Google is going to run the check. Boom, and we are verified for ownership. Now we are going to go to the go to property. Okay, this is where we will be able to submit our sitemap in the end and be able to track some of our Google Analytics. So obviously for now it will be blank. We'll just let that simmer for now. Open a new web browser, and we are going to type in Brevo, Brevo will be the company we are going to use for our email marketing. Okay, so now I'm going to come back here to my control panel because I need to open up an email because I'm going to set up my Brevo email. I'm going to set up my Brevo email for my personal email. Okay, so I'm going to show you guys how to do that the easiest way possible. First things first, we are going to select Brevo. We are going to go in and we're going to sign up for free. You get to send about 300 emails every day for free with this specific account. Okay, so we are gonna cut through most of the sign up by signing up with Google. Okay, select the account, continue. Okay, very straightforward. First name, last name, company name, PDF, everything, website name, PDF, everything, .co.za. Okay, continue. Okay, where are we located? In Gauteng. How's the code? South Africa. Continue. You don't need to save that. How many people are on your team? How many emails do you sell online? Yes. Do you give consent? Do you want updates? No, I don't. Okay. Adding a mobile number. Okay. I'll obviously blur that out for you guys so you don't see that. And then we are going to add the code that we will receive via the text. 9. Okay. We're going to select our plan. Oh no. Oh no, Brevo. I was going to say now, I got nervous for a second. They hit you with the starter plan. Scroll all the way down to the bottom and select the free plan at the bottom. Alright, so now that you have selected and you've created your account, you're going to come over here and we are going to start integrating things. Okay, so you're going to go to settings. You're going to come to senders, domains, and IPs. You are going to add a sender because you have created this thing with Google. It's not going to be viable for you to actually send large amounts of emails with a Gmail account. So we're going to be using our sales email at PDF everything that we've created earlier, and that's what we're actually going to go do. So we're just going to create the account sales at PDF everything .co.za. Okay, so this will be the sender. This will be the name that we send all our thingies from, so we can authenticate the domain. We'll add our domain, and now it's going to try to authenticate us. We'll authenticate ourselves, and this is where we will head back to our domain zone section for our website. Okay, and now we will be adding domain records for PDF for Brevo so that we can send emails. Alright, so just stay with me here. We're going to go back to DNS zones. We'll flip over here. This is just a bunch of copying and texting. Okay, so name, you take it there, you copy. Add zone, you add the name. It's a text file. Copy the value. I will paste the value. Okay guys, if you save, processes and it doesn't process because of the @ sign, your service provider doesn't allow you to use @ so make sure you use pdfeverything.co.za as the name. @ is a easier way for us using the specific hosting company access. They allow us to use the @ sign in the name section. Okay, so here you'll just copy the name once again of the DKIM1 record. It needs to be a C name type. So you're going to copy the name, paste the name, select the type, C name, go to the record, copy the record, paste the record. Okay, do the same thing. Scroll down, copy the name, paste the name, C name, take the record, copy the record, paste the record, save the record, add a zone. The last one, demarc record, it's a text, copy the name, add the name, select the text, copy the value, paste the record, and save. Okay, now we wait 2 seconds and we click authenticate. Boom, your domain has successfully been activated and authenticated. Okay, so now we'll go back to senders. We'll see here our Gmail is verified. We should have another sender here. Okay, doesn't seem like the other sender was added successfully. So let's add the other sender again. Let's try this again. It has been authenticated. Okay, so we're just having a little bit of issue because it's not popping up the correct sender right now. So we'll just refresh the page and we'll see what it does. Okay, still nothing. That's okay. We'll refresh Brevo and then we'll check back in a second. Let's delete the sender. Can't delete sender, at least need one verified sender. Okay. Let's see if we change this, if that helps. We are authenticated, so there we go. Okay, so we just changed the email name. Boom, problem solved. Okay. Alright, so now that that is done almost, DNS records are is also complete pretty much. We are going to do one more thing, which is we are going to apply for Google Analytics. And we are going to create these accounts as well. While we are busy creating all the Google things, we're going to do all of it at once. Okay, start measuring. Okay, account name, PDF everything. Property, PDF everything. We are in South Africa. We use the rand as our currency. Next, small company. What industry are we in? Books and literature. We're going to track leads and interactions for the website. You want to make sure that you are signing terms and conditions for the country you're in. You accept them. Alright. Our property has also now been created. And let's just go ahead and do all of these things. So now website pdf everything.co.za, website name is pdf everything. Alright, create and continue. Once we've added the stream, we're just gonna let that hang as well. Okay, so we're letting everything simmer. We are not going to force any and all of it now. So I just click next there. So it's gonna ask us to integrate our Google tags now. Okay, so now that is done, we can now complete all our email integrations with our website and all the API creating keys and things, and then we should be all set and ready to go. So now the next steps would be, we are going to go over here to the website and we are going to find the settings or the tab section settings, send in blue, and we are going to click that. Okay, we're going to start here. We're going to go back to our Brevo. We're going to come to SMTP and APIs. We will move over to API keys and we will create our first API and we'll call the send in blue integration API. Okay, very important to move a bit slower here to make sure you copy correctly. We don't want an AI system connected, so we will just use as is and save the global key here. Okay, that brings us one step closer. Next, we are going to integrate our SMTP file. We'll go let's go to plugins. I actually didn't add the plugin. Okay, no biggie, we'll add the plugin itself. This is the plugin that will help with the communications of the app itself. So there, choose file. Guys, this will be in the web stack itself, so don't worry. Just go to web stack, staple, and you will find it here, wmail SMTP Pro. I apologize for the plugin installation section. We actually missed this plugin, but it's not like we broke the site at any point in time. We are still completing the steps within the appropriate fashion. Okay, so once we're having completed that, we're just going to unpack the package and install it. We are now successfully already on step 6, and we are banging the last step out, which is step 6.2.3, which is API integrations. Okay, so we've actually on our last step of the website building. We are just bouncing around a little bit. So if you followed along, we actually finished step 6, which was integration of the website and the DNS records and everything. Okay, so now we'll get started. We can go back to the dashboard. Okay, here we will say our primary connection is sales. We want to communicate to sales. Our name, we can force our name is PDF everything. We are going to use Brevo as our return path, and we are now going to create another domain, API key, create, call it SMTP Pro API, and this is going to be for email communication. Okay, copy, paste, and here we are just going to type in our domain name, so it is PDF everything .co.za and save settings. Okay, so our emails are now connected successfully, and we can go to Brevo. Let's just check our marketing list. Let's check the list. So this is where the emails will go to. The list number is number 2. That is our first list. So we just need to be mindful of that. Okay. Alright guys, so we are pretty much almost done. Now we are going to just complete the connection setup. So we're gonna go to the Google. And we are just gonna now connect and integrate everything successfully, okay? Connect the Google stuff. We'll sign in with Google. Okay, so because we've just created everything should be there, and it should be easy for us to find everything. Go through the necessary checks. Make sure you select the things that's appropriate to you. It says it's already verified, it's already detected, of course, because we created, and we've already created the search console. Boom. So now we should be ready to go, and that should then set up our Google on the other end, right? You can see here now analytics is also going to connect. Very straightforward, guys. Very straightforward. We've just created the property, so here everything is. There's not going to be much necessary need for us to do anything extra because we just did everything as well on the back end correctly. So we're just completing the steps, and that's it. Got it. There should be no data at the moment because we just started the website. Okay, so now we're gonna go to the page. We're just gonna complete the contact form page section and finish the form. Then all of the integrations are complete. So now your entire website will be working on Google and everything. We will in a little bit connect the rank math as well, but we're just gonna go back to the pages and sort the pages out so that we know all of that is also done. We are 10 minutes away from being live. Obviously now you still have to upload the client product, how WooCommerce work, the pricing of that, the shipping, the payment integration. All of those things will come back and do that in a later stage. As soon as the product is ready to upload and everything, we'll go through that on the tutorial as well. So come back to the contact page, select edit with Elementor, and I apologize for any background noise that you guys get. I'm still sitting in my room, so there are also obviously other people in the house. Okay, you're gonna click the form, scroll down to submit actions, hit the button there, find the send in blue button. Okay, select send in blue, and then you're just scrolling down here. Furthermore, global activation, the list number is number 2, and we hit publish, and your form is done, guys. It's that simple. So obviously the shop page we'll go and have a look at now. The shop page will not be too accurate, but I'm going to show you guys how we are going to use the AI systems to actually create the shop page that we need, so that when we load the product, everything is very smoothly and simple. Okay, so it's not really too complicated. Let's just go and have a look at that from the get-go. And let's just do some minor editing to that shop page so that we can get on the same page as to how we're going to use some AI tools to make things work for us a bit more efficiently and things. Okay, you don't have to use the shop page from WooCommerce. You can create your own, but that is all up to your own discretion. Okay, guys. So here I'm just going to edit, but I'm going to create a new page to edit with because I want to show you guys this separately. The shop page is a bit different because it is part of a plugin. The background image is already set and all those things, so it is a bit more difficult to actually to get anything done with that. So what we're going to do is we're going to come here to customize. Okay. No, I lie. We're not going to go to customize. We're going to go to Filebird. Sorry, guys. First, we're going to go to Filebird. We're going to go to Media Library. Okay. Then we are going to come to Background. And we are going to find the shop. That's the About page. And this is the store, right? So I'm going to make this shop. And I'm just going to copy the URL there. Okay, very important. I'm copying the URL. I'm going to open up a AI tool known as Claude or Anthropic AI. We're going to go to Anthropic. And here's what we're going to do. As you guys can see, the shop, this is what the shop page looks like currently. But all our pages has backgrounds and things. So obviously we don't want our shop to be blank like this. We would like it to be something at the back end of that. So what we're going to do is we're going to first go to Anthropic. We're going to say, please provide CSS to make my WooCommerce store background image. I want it to be centered, have no repeat, and be in cover. Okay. So while the AI is building us a piece of code, we're going to come back here and we're going to click customize the shop. Okay, so now we need to customize our shop. Okay, so here we go. We got some code. Let's click body. Okay, we'll come back here to the customize section. Okay, and we're going to scroll down to the bottom that says additional CSS. We are going to automatically went into the WooCommerce shop there. Apologies for that, guys. Scroll down, additional CSS. Come here. We're going to paste the code. Okay. We're going to come here. We're going to replace this URL with okay. I'm going to paste our code. Bang. And there's our background image. Okay. Very straightforward. We are going to submit. And now that's done. Very straightforward, guys. Very, very straightforward. So if you want to navigate the website just to have a look at it, the home page we need to set. So let's go to customize. We have not set our home page yet. I'll show you how we do that, guys. Homepage settings. Let's just wait for everything to load before we click. Homepage, make it a static page. Select the home page. PDF everything, the one we've built. And we hit publish. Right. So effectively the website is complete. You have done everything that you need to do. The only things that still has to be done, the product needs to get loaded and the integration for payment needs to be done. Other than that, you are pretty much complete. So come back and then let's finish that up. Okay, so I'm just gonna go all the way back to my settings. Let's just check the website out. This is very cool. The shop page loads, contact page loads. Let's just test it. Let's go type in an email. Building websites. Let's what's got the info at buildingwebsites.co.za. Okay, and let's send. Okay, submission was successful. Let's go back to Prevo just to see if we did get the submission. Let's refresh. Okay, so the contact was added. If you come to your emails, let's refresh the emails. Okay, the email might take a while to propagate, but that's okay. So at least the contact fold. We'll get the email in a second, right? I'm just going to close some extra things here because we are moving forward and we're coming to the end of the tutorial. So now that we've tested the contact form, we know the contact form also works. We don't need to stress too much actually, because we know everything is going where it's supposed to. So now let's just go ahead and have a look at the product here and how this works. When you're uploading onto WooCommerce for the first time, it will ask you to upload. You can just come here, products, and select the product. I'm not actually going to upload the product just yet because the product is not ready to upload for the website. But what I am going to do is I'm going to just integrate the payment gateway so that you can see how that works. So for me specifically, I'm going to use PayFast. Okay guys, so settings, we'll go plugins. Alright, so let's add one thing and then the plugin. And I also almost forgot the about page, but we don't really need to add the about page, but we'll do it as a necessary exercise in a little bit. Okay, so let's go funnel kit. Okay, so funnel kit is the plugin we will be using to create that little cart button in the corner there. Okay, so as this loads, okay, so funnel kit sliding cart. This is the one we're looking for, the sliding cart for WooCommerce. So you're just going to install and activate, and then we are going to change the color settings. Install, activate. Okay, head over to the plugin. Where are you, plugin? And click settings. Okay. Want to be in visible on the entire site. These are just the main settings you want to look at. You can go through all of these and set them up as you would need them for your website. My main thing is the styling concern. Okay, because I'm more worried about how it looks than anything at this point in time. So my button colors 9324666F. No, that's not the button color we selected. We selected 253.924 as our button. No, we didn't. Which one is the button? FEB 3E4. No. Oh, C9. No man, it has to be this one. 9D266F. Funniness. Okay. You can leave everything else. Secondary text, track saving. There's just going to be highlights. We can actually change this to the original P3 E4. I like that text. Coupon text will be the same. FEP3E4. Okay. Here we go. You can select a different icon if you want. All those things. Simple. Save. Problem solved. Alright, so we haven't created the about page because we're not necessarily going to do it. Other few things we can do is just integrate all the other plugins that we have. Okay, so let's connect this. This is the exact same as the Google site, so it's either here or there, but the reason why we use both is because that way you consistently have a backup for yourself and everything. Okay, so when your website is ready to go, we're gonna come here, we're gonna go back to the search console. Okay, let's just select our property because we've already created it. We'll go to sitemaps, and then we'll come to rank math sitemap settings. Select this link here, paste it over there, submit it to Google, and done. Alright, and that's basically the tutorial on how you can build your own functioning WordPress website, guys. The only thing you really need to do now is add a product and add your payment gateway, and we're gonna have a look at that when we get back here. Probably in the next day or so I'll make another video separately and add that to the course as well. That will be one of the last things to have we're gonna have a look at. So thank you for being here. I hope everybody learned something and you take it to the next level, and we'll speak shortly. Sweet.